And for this next one, we're going to see if Karolina Kowalkiewicz is going to continue this career resurgence or if Diana Belbita is going to kind of get this marquee win and move into a top 15 position for her next fight. So obviously the UFC is trying to build up Belbita and see if she's at the level to beat Kowalkiewicz. At this point, Kowalkiewicz I feel like is more of a tester for the UFC. She in her last fight took out Vanessa Demopoulos, who's on a 3-fight winning streak that is sort of marketable. And I think if Demopoulos would have got the win over Kowalkiewicz, she would have been in a big fight for her fight after that one. And I think kind of the same principle holds here for Diana Belbita. And for Kowalkiewicz, not really sure what a win does for her. I mean, I don't necessarily see the UFC ever kind of putting her back into a position where she's going to be fighting a top five opponent unless she can win like three more fights in a row. So she's going to continue to probably get these sort of matchups and have to defend her position and show that she's still UFC level. So, but when you're looking at this fight, it's going to be an interesting one. I mean, Karolina, she's won, obviously went to American Top Team for the win streak, and you could tell that she's won certain fights with different game plans. Like she took down Felice Herrig, she was able to take down Savannah Gomez Juarez a couple times, and I feel like Diana Belbita is someone that Carolina should maybe try to implement a wrestling type of game plan against, because I think if it's on the feet, I favor Belbita. I know that Carolina is a good striker and nice Muay Thai pressure. She throws a lot of volume, but she's always been very hittable. And I feel like Belbita is just a fresher version of Carolina and a little bit more technical. And she has a big reach advantage on the feet, which I think is going to be significant. And I think that Belbita's ability to attack the body is going to make Carolina struggle to get takedowns or be able to be effectively getting takedowns. And I think that also Belbita can land strikes at range, but Carolina's going to probably have a fairly significant clinch advantage, and she's going to have a big advantage if she can actually get it to the ground. So Belbita's just going to have to try to make it more of a war, make it more of a striking fight, and Carolina is going to have to implement her full game plan to get the win in this one, but I think it's going to be a war, and I don't think Carolina's resurgence is real. I mean, maybe I'll be off on this one. I mean, maybe Belbita isn't quite as good as I'm thinking she is either, and she could get exposed by having no clinch game, no wrestling, but I'm going to lean towards Belbita. I just think the younger girl in this one is going to be able to keep it standing. It's going to be more of a striking fight. Carolina in her fight with Silvana Gomez Juarez got 2 takedowns, but that's the only fight that she's ever gotten more than one takedown in her UFC career. So unless she could show that again in this one against Belbita, I think Belbita's going to just be able to edge it on the feet. And I think as the fight goes on, she's going to put damage on Carolina and kind of pull away. So give me Belbita in this one to get the win. I'll say she wins via decision. But yeah, I feel like this fight is an interesting one. It's a good test to see where Belbita's at in her career and if she is the real deal or if she's kind of still needs a lot of time to develop.